But at number 1, should not be a shocker to anyone because, Dalton, this is my 4th year of ranking the top 10 position units in college football. Twice in those 4 years, Ohio State has been number 1 on this list. This is the second time in 4 years Ohio State has the best receiving corps in the country.
They've probably been in the top 10 in all 4, I assume. You've probably featured top 3 in all 4?
Yeah, top 3 in all 4
ridiculous.
Years. That's just what they have. This is what they do every single year, man. Every single year. And because of that guy right there, Jeremiah Smith, not only the best receiver in college football, not only the cover athlete of EA's College Football 26 alongside Ryan Williams, he's the best player in college football going into next year as only a true sophomore. This kid had so much freaking hype coming out of high school. He was the number 1 overall recruit and the highest rated wide receiver we have ever seen since recruiting rankings began, I believe, in 2000. So he's been the highest rated wide receiver in the 21st century coming out of high school. And he deserved it. He lived up to it immediately. As a true freshman, the most valuable receiver in the country, according to our wins above average metric. Again, the most valuable receiver in the country as a true freshman at Ohio State. He also led the Power 4 with 15 receiving touchdowns and only had the second most receiving yards in the Power 4. Only Tetairoa McMillan had more. Tetairoa McMillan was a number 8 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers and was 2 years older than Jeremiah Smith. He was the only player in the Power 4 who had more receiving yards than Jeremiah Smith last year, who had over 1,300 receiving yards last year. But not only him, right? Because it's got to be a receiving core. It can't just be about one player. Behind him, Ohio State brought in a really good tight end in Max Clare coming in from Purdue, my number 3 returning tight end in college football. 684 receiving yards in 2024, the most among returning Power 4 tight ends. So a guy who's really the focal point of Purdue's offense now will be like the number 3-ish option at Ohio State next year because also they brought back Carnell Tate, who might be a first-round receiver in the 2026 NFL draft. And if he is, Dalton, he'd be the 6th Ohio State receiver in the last 5 drafts to accomplish that feat. 6 Ohio State receivers. Right now, they've had 5 in the last 4 drafts going in the first round. He could be the 6th in the last 5 drafts because, of course, Jeremiah Smith can't be drafted until 2027, but he will be a first-round pick when he's eligible for that as well. And then behind him, you got Brandon Inniss, Mylan Graham, Quincy Porter. All of them were top 10 receivers coming out of high school as well. So a deep receiver room, the best player in the country in Jeremiah Smith, and one of the best tight ends in the country in Max Clare. For me, at least, a pretty easy number 1 on this list.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the thing that makes it so easy, maybe there would have been an argument before they got Max Clare. Once they got Clare in from Purdue, is what, your number 3 tight end in the country, and as athletic a tight end as I can remember Ohio State having in a long time. I think that's what really puts it over the top. If they can find a way to use Clare the way that he could be used, by the end of the year, he could be the best tight end in the country. It's honestly possible. He's got enough talent. It's all it is with Ohio State, honestly, is just who's throwing the football.
Yep.
That's it. And really, if you're out there, you got the easiest job in the country. If you're unsure about anything at all, just throw it up to number 4 and see what happens. I mean, it still amazes me with Jeremiah Smith that if he came out in this year's draft after his true freshman year, he would have gone top 4, no question.
Oh, I think New England would sprint that card in.
If he got to 4, New England would sprint in. He might have gone number 2 to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Or whoever. I mean, or Jacksonville, the trade up, whatever you feel about Smith versus Hunter and that potential. But the fact that that's how we feel about him after his true freshman season, that's how good he was. I mean, we are talking about a Julio Jones, Calvin Johnson level of prospect here when we get to that time. Best football player in the country, best receiver in the country, best all of that. And then you throw in Tate and Clare and Inniss and everything else that they have. Ohio State figures out the quarterback and somebody lives up to the hype and just gets the ball to these guys. They'll be contending for a national title again for sure.
They have 2 former 5-star recruits at quarterback as well, and Julian Sayin and Tavian St. Clair. Sayin's probably going to be the starter as a redshirt freshman. He was a top 10 overall recruit coming out of high school, the number 2 quarterback behind DJ Lagway. He's got a lot to work with Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate and Max Clare and Brandon Inniss and Mylan Graham could support. They just have a loaded receiver room. Brian Hartline has done a great job of coaching up those receivers.
Now he's getting to call the plays,
Now he's calling plays, too. I think every play is just number 4, Jeremiah Smith, number 4, Jeremiah Smith.
That's what I would do. I get it.
It's a cheat code. It literally is a cheat code. And now Jeremiah Smith, who's on the cover of the college football video game, will be a cheat code in that video game as well. Hey, thanks for watching another episode of the PFF College Football Show. Please make sure you guys subscribe to the channel.
Also, subscribe to PFF Plus at subscribe.pff.com for all of the same data and grades that we use in our show, plus fantasy tools, betting tools, and our mock draft simulator.